Hi, this is Joseph from, or Yusuf from JohnTheHutDweller. I had a video on my watch later list uh, that I got to today because I stopped watching my watch later. It actually filled up until today until I actually re. Sorry for the beeping noise, folks. Pack of cigarettes right there. Prop it up like this, and it should be on gravy now. There it is. So instead of list just called Hermes the Messenger, God of the Greeks. I just was using that as a watch later or whatever. And before that, I had A and B. I get to a lot of stuff, and I just I just want to mark it down to remember it. And I wind up deleting most of it, anyways. So there's this thing on the formation of the canon by an Orthodox priest or bishop who didn't really know what he was, and I press play. I watched through James F. Box video about Marcion, and then uh, something out of basketball, and then another James F. Box with the Lord. And then it comes to this on the formation of the canon, and I'm listening to it. I'm like, kind of story sounds familiar. And then he mentioned Oral Roberts, and I look up and I recognize the man. It's Bishop Mark. And right here, it's calling him an OCA. Where is it? Let me see. Bishop Mark of the OCA. So this is after he flipped. He's given a lecture at St. Anthony's Orthodox Christian Church. What the hell is an Orthodox Christian Church? I don't know. Maybe he got this from when he destroyed our parish and they took down Antiochian Orthodox and put up Christian Orthodox. There's no such thing. That's not a jurisdiction. That's not. I don't know. Maybe the person doesn't know what they're talking about on here, but it's suspiciously familiar to how our parish got destroyed. Sickening thing is, I go to an OCA church with a shit bishop or a shit priest and deacon and garbage everything, except the Coptic priest, who's uh, not the head priest, but he's magnificent. He's awesome, and I go there. I haven't been there in a while, sadly. The reason I started going to an OCA church, and I originally didn't like them even before I became a catechumen in the Antiochian church. I just despised the OCA for their continual westernization, but you really have to judge parish by parish. I mean, you have to do that with churches. Just like Metropolitan Philip won't show his face in St. Mary's and Alsop because they'd run him out. So the crookedness of what he's done. And calling out bishops for their evils. I think when somebody calls on or somebody makes a comment of, "Oh, well, you're not. Who are you to judge?" and this and that. Those are our leaders. Those are the people that should have protected us. Those are people who should have any type of discernment if there is some, and not just let, oh, there's a chance that we could get this Protestant church to convert in name to Orthodoxy. So let's destroy a beautiful parish. Let's just run it into the ground and bring a pastor, a somebody who has been for 30 years a Protestant pastor, overnight make him a priest, put him in authority in the parish, kick out the old priest, and then when he expels every single family, even the founding people of that parish, and the people try to come to Bishop Mark and complain, he won't hear any of it. You have to submit to him because that's the chain of command. That's Roman Catholicism. That's not Orthodoxy. Do they remember Spiridon, Bishop Spiridon in Greece? He became a bishop, and the people said, "No, F it, no, not a bishop." And he got expelled and is living in some monastery out in Crete. Orthodoxy is the people's religion. When the bishops do not protect the people, we have every right, we have every command to throw them out. When the Orthodox bishops came back into reunion with Rome during the time of Mark of Ephesus, they came back to their home. They came back to their villages. They had their bellies slashed open in recollection of Arius. They had a noose put around their neck and thrown off the balconies and mocked as their dead bodies hung there, just like Judas. And this has happened many times in the Orthodox Church. It's not some disgusting evil practice. It's not violence. It's protection of the church. That's what you do to a heretic. And I'm not talking about a lay person. I'm talking about the bishops. There's a joke in the Orthodox Church. A pilgrim is praying, and he was let in by angels to see hell. And he sees his former priest up to his neck in boiling excrement. He says, "Oh my God, how did you get down here? How are you neck deep in this filth in the bottomless in this pit of hell?" And he says, "I'm neck deep in this filth because I'm standing on the shoulders of the bishop." They're going to be more accountable. And the bishops that screw up are not going to receive, just the grace of God because they're such beautiful. They get to wear these flowing robes and speak in such ways. Archbishop Lazar over at All Saints Monastery puts it clearly. He called out all the homosexuality that was going on in Rocor and all the vain and wicked things that creep into the church, because they do. And we have to be on our defense. And I'm sick and tired of whenever I say the truth of that man who's responsible for the destruction of our parish. Just a fact. Then they, you can't, how dare you say that against the bishop? Like the Pope, or so, like he's the Pope of Rome or something. It's disgusting. And Bishop Mark has never apologized for anything that he did, and we're all still waiting. I still talk to those people that were at Holy Transfiguration, who are now in St. Mary's in Alsip. I still go and take communion with those people who used to be part of my congregation, who are now at St. Peter and Paul's in Burr Ridge. I still talk to the people who became atheists, like my godfather and his godfather, and just screw it. Out of every single thing they tried to do to stop the destruction of a parish which they helped build. When the evangelicals became part of the Antiochian Orthodox Church in 1987, they tried to do everything, talk to him, pray, even submit to what he said, and say, look, this man is wicked and corrupt, and he's changing things. This man, David Wilbur Ellsworth, who's at Holy Transfiguration Parish in Warrenville, Illinois, is preaching blasphemy and heresy. And he's running people out and driving people out, not wanting any ethnic traces of anything. And he's stripping the icons out. What did Mark do? Nothing. And then when Philip suspended everybody and tried to make everybody auxiliary bishops, what did he do? Oh, well, it was Philip, and then he ran to the OCA. He was part of it. He sowed the seeds of his own destruction. And then how do you do that? How are you a bishop in the Antiochian Orthodox Church, and then you're a bishop in the OCA? What humility is that? When you say, maybe I should just become a layperson, go into a monastery, do something like that? No. Because he likes being a bishop. It's disgusting.